Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So just as I had started my live stream of initial completion of this month's uncollected, Kabam went ahead and dropped announcement for 6.3. So 6.3 will be dropping exactly in 1 week from now, so on November the 13th. So that is almost here. I'm for one super excited to get in there. Unfortunately, as we're going to be discussing in this video, I'm not particularly excited for the rewards, but I'm excited for the new content, because with all the ups and downs, and for most part Act 6 has been enjoyable, at least for somebody with a big roster like myself. There were obviously a lot of less than enjoyable things in 6.2 specifically, but global nodes were quite cool, and a lot of kind of like simpler, easier paths were really fun as well. So we're gonna see where we land with this. I hope they have learned a lesson from 6.2, but anyway, so let's go ahead and see what's happening here. So Legends runs obviously still the same as before, nothing too special or exciting there. Top 60 summoners from the Legends run will get that 6-star champion, which is also amazing. Also, this will feature boosts that will be scattered throughout the entire chapter. It's kind of going to be pretty much the same as like in 5.3, where you were questing and then gathering these keys and then being able to unlock new paths and stuff like that. And it's kind of a similar idea, just in this time you don't need keys to unlock paths, but you will be able to acquire boosts which will help you to deal with some of the trickier nodes, I suppose. So these boosts, as specified by Kabam Mikey later on in the discussion, will last for 1 hour. They will work exactly in the same way as potions do. So if you do get this boost midway in the quest, you can exit the quest. You don't have to finish the quest in order to keep it. So that is, in my opinion, quite a useful bit of information if you do need that extra help from these boosts. It has been said that these boosts will be helpful but won't be essential kind of in completing this content. So this is going to be kind of like a nice to have, or probably going to make countering specific difficult nodes easier. So there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to read all of them out. I'm sure you guys can find the thread in forums and check them out for yourself. There are a bunch of new buffs that we have never seen again. Once again, basically Armored Assault might be fairly tricky. Basically, while Defender has an armor buff active, they gain 65% attack, which is whatever, but all of their attacks become unblockable. So we had pretty much the same version of this, just with the regeneration buff. I forgot the name of that node, but yeah, so it's kind of like nothing new, which is annoying, whatever. Coolant leak is gonna hinder robots quite a bit. Whenever a robotic attacker would gain a bleed debuff, they instead gain an incinerate, which is gonna be quite powerful incinerate. So that's gonna be super annoying for all the Warlock, Sentinel, and Darkhawk users mainly. So cramping while under effects of weakness debuff, attacker's power is drained, so it's alright, it's not too bad. I'm suspecting this one is going to be used with a long distance relationship, basically where you're close to the opponent, you gain these weakness debuffs, and then immediately you're going to start losing power as well. So it's going to be like one of those annoying combinations, I suppose. But I don't think it's going to be overly soul crushing to deal with that. Cramping, we did read that one. Flail, anyone special attack causes random damage over time debuffs on both champions. Now this node sounds pretty much like Ghost's Paradise, because Ghost is just going to turn all of that stuff in Fury, but for pretty much anyone, I suppose, aside from Ghost, this might be quite annoying. So you're going to want to cover yourself with a bunch of immunity champions and hope that they kind of land on your immunity ones, I suppose. But yeah, this might be a really troublesome node. I'm actually quite worried about that one for everyone that isn't using Ghost, or for fights where you can't use Ghost. And then power reversal, nothing too special. Basically, don't use a champion who gets power gain buffs and you're good. That's like very specific, somewhat irrelevant, I suppose. Running on fumes while close to defender, gain fatigue debuff. So this is basically another version of a long distance relationship, where when you're close to the opponent, you suffer attack penalties. When you back away from them, they fall off. Overall, these I actually quite like. They typically help you heal up from willpower a lot, so cool. Then we have Tenacities, 3 levels of those, which basically is Agent Venom. 3 different degrees, 25%, 50, 75%. So it's nothing too critical. Now this one is annoying and worrisome, but it was inevitable. So they are following in the footsteps of Caustic Temper and Pleasure to Burn, Acid Wash, and this time it is shock debuffs. So shock debuffs and passives deal 25% more damage to the defender, and they take 90% less damage from all other sources unless they are inflicted with a shock debuff or a passive. So basically you're gonna have to use champions that can maintain shock debuffs on opponents reliably. Now, problem with shock is that it's not really all that common, I suppose, because lately Incinerate champions have been coming out more poison champions. Obviously, bleed is by far the most common, the damage over time debuff, and I think shock is probably the most rare one, or one of the most rare ones, I suppose, together with Incinerate. So yeah, that might be quite a roster challenge for many players, but start thinking about it right now, basically, because you're gonna need a champion that can shock. Otherwise, you're not gonna pass this node. This is one of those, in my opinion, horrible specific design nodes. And anyways, Toxican. Both attacker and defender strikes have 20% to apply poison debuff. Cool. You can gain extra damage, don't get hit, and you're perfectly fine. So that's cool. Energy paths, 3 energies as always, 7 to 10 fights per path. Approximately, I think they said it's going to be 6 paths or something. So it's fine, whatever. Quest rewards are quite crappy. Chapter completion and chapter exploration rewards. So this is, I suppose, the most interesting part of the video. So strap on your seatbelts, guys, because Kabam is taking us for a ride. And not a good one. So first things first, chapter completion, tier 5 basic catalyst fragment, 33 grand, so 3/4 of a catalyst, that's alright. 6-star hero shards, 6k, cool. 5-star hero shards, 12k, alright. 5-star rank up gem, crystal, rank 2 to 3. What? Yep, I did not misread that. Rank 2 to 3 and times 1. What? What does that do to any player who is capable of completing 6.3? That therefore, thus it also implies capable of beating 6.26 champion boss. How much of a value does 2 to 3 rank up gem actually do? It would actually be pretty much, well, I'm not gonna say worthless, because catalysts are always welcome, but it does feel stingy AF. I mean, it does seem so horrible. Why would you even bother? That's an insulting. Like, minimum rank up gems at this period in game that they should have added are the 3 to 4 ones. That's like the bare minimum, because let's face it, nobody goes to explore Act 6 with rank 4s even. Nobody definitely uses rank 3s there. But hey, that's one asset of a decision. Anyway, so here is a common theme as well, because we can see that rank 2 to 3 gem, rank 3 to 4 gem, and for exploration, you'd think they give out that 4 to 5 gem, but nah, screw it, it's another 3 to 4 gem. So that's shit. I'm sorry, that's so shit. Exploring a variant gives you so much more. It gives you rank 3 to 4 gem, 3 rank 2 to 3 gems, and 3 the year selection, 3 to 4 gems as well, and a 4 to 5. Oh man, I mean, like, it's shit. It's bad. Like, you can't really say anything. Like, those 2 to 3, 3 to 4, it just seems that somebody wrote a list of rewards that they're gonna give out to players, and that would initially say kind of like 3 to 4 gem, 4 to 5 gem, and 3 to 4 gem or something like that. And then they gave the plan, the reward plan, for approval to make an announcement, and somebody quickly scribbled it all down saying like, no, are you crazy? We're not gonna give them 4 to 5 gem. And they just botched the numbers there a bit. Because yeah, it's first of all, it seems really out of the place. One random 2 to 3 gem, no 4 to 5 gems. Definitely seems that somebody got a bit stingy last minute and decided to do some small edits to these rewards. But anyways, yeah, so let's finish off. Completing 2 tier 2 alpha cats. Meh, tier 2 alpha, it's always nice to have, but it's nothing crazy good is Cavalry Crystal 3, who cares really. 1 million gold, well, that's cool, that's a decent amount of gold. Exploration rewards tier 5 CC, quarter of a tier 5 CC, so we will not see rank 3 champions, at least not many of them, I think, after exploration of 6.3, so we're gonna have to wait till end of Act 6, which is pretty much what I expected it to be, so I'm not surprised there too much anyways. 5-star rank up gem crystal 3 to 4. This is the one that surprised me. This 100% feels like it should have been 4 to 5 one. Anyways, but they are giving the 2 tier 5 basic catalyst, which is an increase from previous chapter by an entire catalyst. However, I'm gonna get back to that a bit later. And then we have 6-star hero crystal shards 8,000, 5-star 20,000, all right, and 5 tier 2 alphas, which is cool, decent amount. So total basically they give you nearly 3 tier 5 Bs, and yeah, nearly 3 tier 5 Bs and 7 like alphas, and that is pretty much what it takes to take a champion from 6-star champion from rank 1 to 2. And yeah, there's also one thing I forgot to mention that does seem quite good. 126,000 tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments found in chests as you go along, so that's gonna form you a solid, what, 4, nearly 4 tier 2 alphas there, well, close to it anyways, I think. Well, not 4, like 3 and something, whatever. So that's not too bad there as well. And yeah, so let's talk a bit more about these rewards. They definitely seem butchered. They definitely seem that somebody made a decision to alter and nerf them in the last minute, because many people have been drawing comparison to Variant, which, let's face, Variant, exploring Variant 2 or 3 is extremely easy, especially when you put it next to a piece of content like 6.2. And so we get 2 tier 5 basic catalysts here, but we have 4 to 5 gem in Variant, so that pretty much cancels that out. Variant also gives 22,000, I think, something tier 5 B shards, so here we get 33, so it's slightly better, tiny bit, by like 10k tier 5 B shards or something like that. But this is much more miserable when it comes to rank up gems. So basically here you get 2 rank 4 gems and 1, 2, 3 gem. Variant gives you 3, 2 to 3 gems, and basically 4, 3 to 4 gems. So that's even more there. And when you compare the tier 2 alphas and all of that stuff, that pretty much equals out there. So this is discounting the tier 5 CC and discounting some extra crystal shards. Pretty much the reward level any variant's at. It is better, let's face it, it is better, but it should be so much more. At this point, giving like 2 tier 5 Bs, nearly 3 for entire chapter, seems stingy as hell. It definitely seems somebody made a small Sharpie fix on the 3 to 4 gem, which is sad, because tier 5 Bs is not the bottleneck of this game currently. It's the tier 5 CCs, but they're still pretending that tier 5 Bs are this ultimately sacred treasure, unless when they're selling it. For anybody that kept track of it, in the last week, they sold basically 3 or 2.5 tier 5 basic catalysts for a total cost of about 500, something like that anyways. So in a week alone, they put pretty much more tier 5B in on offers than they give for 6.3. That should give you a good perspective. And that's just 1 week. 1 week in game by not playing it at all, just opening your wallet, spending some cash on offers. They have sold 2.5 tier 5Bs in a week. If they go in this rate, in a month, they basically sell 10 tier 5Bs. They release 6.3 and they give us not even 3 tier 5Bs. It's bad. But once again, historically, Act rewards have been quite bad chapter per chapter. Let's not forget that. When it came to Act 5, all of the Act 5 rewards were absolutely horrible, even for the time. They were so underwhelming. The big rewards that come at end of the Act, so hopefully that is going to be something good or great there. So we do have a reason for optimism. The chapter rewards have historically been horrible, bad, hardly worth it, and still are. It's sad that they don't want to change that. They're still as stingy as ever. Side events have far more better rewards for time investment and level of difficulty. And yeah, I believe so. For many people who are kind of getting later into this progression chain, a lot of them you will basically put off exploring Act 6, at least the initial chapters, for a really long time probably. And who can blame you? Because the rewards aren't really worth it. When it comes to how much units and how much effort you have to spend exploring the stuff, how much time you have to invest, while you have stuff like variants available and stuff like that, while it's not like bottlenecking you, that's definitely what you should do. Because Act 6 is so much longer, it's much more difficult, and these chapter rewards are whatever. They're nothing too special. When rank 3 6 stars are going to start to appear, then it's going to be a different conversation. Then you're going to want to work on this properly. But for now, if I was kind of like a casual player or kind of semi-endgame player, I would not bother rushing to explore neither 6.1, neither 6.2, neither 6.3. I would kind of wait till it gets closer to 6.4, till we know what the rewards are going to be there, and then kind of work on that. Because yeah, if you have other stuff to do in game, like if you haven't completed any or explored any of the variants, do that. This is a bit of a piss take. But once again, that has always pretty much been the case with individual chapters of acts. So hopefully when 6.4 comes, we see some better rewards there, plus the Act 6 completion exploration rewards, so that's basically can double up there. But yeah, here is whatever. Rewards definitely don't make me excited. What gets me excited about 6.3 is being able to do it live with you guys, experience a new difficult content that's gonna be top end content, basically the worst Kabam can throw at us at the time, and all that stuff, and actually getting in there, because I do enjoy playing the game. This quest will be like a clear definition of doing the quest for the sake of doing the quest and spending time with you, my subscribers, rather than trying to rush the content done in order to gain the rewards, because they're not alluring whatsoever. One good thing that I definitely do have to mention and reiterate once again about 6.3 is that Kabam has abandoned all gates. That means you will still only be able to use 5 and 6 star champions in Act 6. However, there will be no class or rarity gates in 6.3, which is awesome. So it means you're going to be able to bring in all of the champions for all of the parts you have as a 5 or 6 star. So that is a great change. However, the rewards, it's like, what you gonna do? I mean, like, they're not horrible, but realistically, when you count in like tier 2 alphas, they're hardly better than a variant. And you can do variant so much easier and so much quicker than this is going to be. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, if you have lots of content to complete, go do the variants. Wait on this one till you get better roster. But yeah, I suppose that will do pretty much for me. I didn't want to kind of like explode an outrage or whatever in this video, because it's more or less what I expected them to be. I expect Kabam to be consistently rubbish or underwhelming, and I'd rather let myself be pleasantly surprised when they're not, rather than be constantly disappointed when they're constantly driving this disappointment wave. So I suppose that's the mindset I kind of changed around in them, but at the same time, if it's shit, I'm not gonna be afraid to call it shit, and it is shit. So hey, shit. Anyways, that will do for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What did you expect from 6.3? What do you think about these current rewards? Are you happy with them? Why are you happy? Why are you not happy? And yeah, that will pretty much do that for today once again, and see you guys next time.